All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday at noon. I'm off my phone today as my laptop is still rattling. So we'll get that sorted out for next weekend. So next Wednesday, hopefully, we'll be back on my laptop and not on the phone. So I apologize if it's jiggly. I don't have the straightest of hands. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, poopy, what happened there? I'm just going to chat about the strategic plan that I had last week, as you couldn't hear me, and I find it a very fascinating topic. So the strategic plan was from 2014 to 2018. So that means that the council that was this year, they are finishing off the strategic plan that was placed by the last council. So one of the things that they wanted to discuss and things that they had planned for us are community character. When I went to the meeting a few years ago, making sure that Leduc is a separate identity and that we have this Leduc feel that's just our own was very important to the people that attended. So one of those things was the Telford Lake master plan. So they are going to be putting that big path that goes all the way around Telford Lake. The downtown master plan, as we can see on all the construction, and they're bringing like lots of festivals every summer. At the end of the summer, there's something, arts and cultures, because not every kid is into sports. I know for sure I was not into sports growing up, so being able to do something arts and culture is going to definitely help broaden our sphere. And then preserving history, which I think was pretty cool, is that they're going with the students. So they're going to colleges for people who've got history majors or people who have like they even did that with our roads. So we're joining with like student interns. So we get quality work because they're like university students. So they went and actually worked with a library, and they made a whole document and a whole book on preserving the history of Leduc. So I think that was fantastic. Number 2 was community wellness. So that went to waste diversion. So we have a award-winning organics and recycling policy program. Youth engagement. So if you've noticed on my shares, there is a youth council that they're looking to start up, which I think is fantastic. Not that when I was young I would have been into it like I am now, but to engage the youth so that they can form and start being members and showing what they want in this city. Community resilience, so resiliency, so that's the cannabis that they're talking about, where they're going to be allowing the license and sale and distribution of cannabis. And I imagine, I know they're talking too about the liquor licenses and how they have way too many liquor licenses. And to be honest with you, I am pro having the liquor licenses as many liquor stores, because those liquor stores, they provide jobs. They have licenses that provide us for taxes. So as long as they're making money, then why should we limit how many businesses and what businesses want to? So, and then they have a new residence and meet your neighbors nights, which I think is great, because we are having, we're still like one of the fastest growing cities in all of Alberta. So, that means new people are coming. So meet your neighbors and becoming neighborly and new residences. And I think having those kind of events, I think, are fantastic. Another one was transportation. So Leduc Transit, that's another big thing. So that's one of the reasons why our taxes are went up. I think it was 2.89. Our taxes are going up. And one of the reasons was transit, because that is something that our city has to pay for. And being part of the airport of Cord, it's required for us to be able to continue to get to the airport and to all those types of things. 65th Avenue as well, so that's going to be a big push. I've been talking about that one for the last few talks, because it's a big push from the federal and the provincial government now to get that done because of the Aerotropolis at the airport. They can't just have the one exit. They have to start having different exits. So I know they're widening the Kalmar. No, that's not the Devon Highway. They're widening that because the airport going north, as well as that new business park, is all going to be on that highway. And then the 65th overpass is going to be bringing to the west end. So that's very important. And federal and provincial dollars are also going to go into that. So we've been lobbying hard. So hopefully we're going to see that come to pass. And then the Airport Vicinity Protection Act. So that is why we grow out and not up, because they want to keep us a 24-hour airport, and we can't be a 24-hour airport if people are complaining about the noise. So this is why they don't want to go high, so we're closer to those airplanes. So economic development, the Aerotropolis, I can't speak enough because it's so huge for our city. Joint economic development opportunities. So like sporting events, they're talking to hotels to make sure we can get deals to bring in more sporting events, and we can piggyback and work together between a community and the businesses to bring those events. I think 1.5 million, the last curl event brought us, and $1 million of that stayed in our city. So tourism is a massive thing. Lots of cities only have tourism. So I think that that's amazing that we can have industry, warehousing, food, and tourism, like being lots of different cups to bring us in lots of different money, I think is, again, beautiful. And post-secondary education, I would love to see that happen in our city. We are not cradle to grave. The only time I have ever moved out of Leduc was to go to college for a year and a half. So I think that if we could provide that for our residents, I think that that would be fantastic. I know Norquest has been doing a study for a while. I believe that would be on the west side of town as well, because that's where the new stuff is. But I would love it if they could. So us, and then working our competitive advantage, like the dragon boat racing, because we have one of the few boats that can do that length, Telford Lake, right? So regional partnerships, I'm very proud to say Leduc is very fantastic with being collaborative. We do that with our snow removals, like between us and the county. So we timeshare a lot of our larger equipment, which is great because it keeps our costs down. So regional collaboration, again, with that Global Edmonton, I think that's another regional collaboration, because it's as a whole, we want to highlight Alberta. Northern Alberta, Metro Edmonton and area. But now with that Global Edmonton, they're even talking about bringing Calgary in and doing that whole Alberta and segregating us as like something that's different. Because in a lot of these countries, you go to Europe has those little country, not Europe, sorry, England, that little country has like how many people compared to our lots of land. So to get globally, we do have to bring in Calgary. That makes complete sense. And then the airport accord, so that we have to bring in buses. So we're going to get a Route 10 is what they said in council. That's going to go to the 747. So you can be able to get to Edmonton a lot faster, because we're going to time it, and it's going to be more of a continuous route. I know when they first started to get to the thing, you had to go all the way through Nisku. So Route 10, I think that that's great. And then fiscal sustainability, so that's revenue generation. The LRC advertising is going to be changing, so Wilhauk's is going to be one of them that's going to be going in there instead. And then fiscal sustainability. So I know on lots of the Rants and Rave pages, there was lots of like, it's 2.89 and then 4% next year and 5% next year. My dog has to go pee. But if you look, it was supposed to be 4 point something this year, and now it's 2.89. So we were able to bring it down. And I think a lot of that, it's going to happen again next year. Just because it says it is doesn't mean it is going to be. That's how they're presenting it. And I know a couple of the projects, I gotta let my dog go. I know a couple of the projects they were talking about, they were talking about waiting until we can actually get grant money. So maybe those costs too, like we were, I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but there was one where they're like, well, it's, we'll just wait till we can get grant money and we'll try again next year for it because we didn't get the grant this year. So I think that that's important to note as well. And two, I thought was really great is at they're going to be using our some levy money. So developers have to give us money for roads. It's called levy money, offsite levy. They're going to be building a road on the south side of Leduc that's going to cross the CN rail by Tribute. So Tribute is going to get 2 exits. So thank goodness for that. They're going to start that plan next year. So I think that that is fantastic for anybody who has been over by the Tribute or Meadowview, having that second exit on the south side that'll take you up to 2A. It's going to be like a ring road. It's going to be great. So I think that that's something to be watching out for. So we'll also be seeing too, so ends this year. We'll end of next quarter is when this one's going to end. So to see what the new council is going to bring in for the next 4 years and where their goals are going to be, I think that's going to be interesting and exciting to watch. A lot of the council pose like the youth. That was a big thing to have youth and teens. So we'll see what kind of plan they develop given their platforms that they stated when they got elected in. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask out. Let me know. Thanks again for watching. And yeah, I love my city, so hopefully you do too. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.